Hello guys, so today's topic is muscles of head, and in this topic we will be discussing about all the facial muscles as well as the muscle which cover the skull. So the very first muscle is the processus muscle, which is located over here as we can see, and this muscle originates from the ridge of the nose, which is over here, and has its insertion in the skin of the gabella, or where it interlaces with the frontal belly of the epicranius, as we can see over here. Over here is the insertion where it interlaces with the frontal belly of the epicranium, and it performs very simple function where it helps in transverse wrinkling of the skin over the bridge of the nose. Now, the next muscle is the orbicularis oculi, which we can see over here. This muscle has two parts, the orbital part and the palpebral part. Now, the orbital part is located on the outer side and helps in tightly closing up of the eye, and it blends up very easily with the frontal belly of the epicranius, which is located over here. Now, the second part is the palpebral part, which is located over here and is known as palpebralis. It helps in slowly closing up of the eyelids as while when sleeping. Now, the next muscle is the levator labiae superioris, which is located over here, and it helps in raising up of the upper lip, which is over here. Now, it originates from the infraorbital margin of the maxilla, which is somewhat over here, and has its insertion in the skin of the nasolabial fold, which is over here. Now, as I have already said, it performs the action of lifting up of the upper lip. Now, the next muscle is the zygomatic minor muscle, which is located over here as we can see in this picture, and it originates from the zygomatic bone as the name suggests, and has its insertion in the skin of the nasolabial fold. Now, it performs the function of pulling up of the angle of the mouth, which is over here above, and makes the nasolabial fold deeper, which is over here. So the next muscle is the zygomatic major muscle, which is clearly shown in this picture, which is over here. And this muscle has its origination from the lateral side of the zygomatic bone and has its insertion in the angle of the mouth. The action that it performs is that it pulls the angle of the mouth upwards and laterally, while also helping in expression of laughter. The next muscle is the risorius muscle, which is located over here, as you can see in this picture. Now, the risorius muscle originates from the mesenteric fascia and has its insertion in the angle of the mouth, which I have already said is over here. Now, it forms small dimples and stretches the mouth while laughing. The next muscle is the levator anguli oris. So, this muscle is located over here and performs very simple function. Uh, it originates from the canine fossa and has its insertion in the angle of the mouth. The action that it performs is that it raises the angle of the mouth, as simple as the risorius, which also pulls the mouth angle of the mouth, zygomatic major, which pulls the angle of the mouth, and as well as zygomatic minor, because all these muscles are indirectly or directly involved up in the pulling up of the angle of the mouth. The next muscle is the depressor anguli oris. So this muscle is located over here, as you can see in this picture over here, and this muscle originates from the inferior border of the mandible, which is laterally of the mental tubercle, which is located somewhat over here, and it has its insertion in the angle of the mouth, as we all know, and it performs the action of pulling up of the angle of the mouth downwards. Now, notice that all those muscles which have their insertion in the angle of the mouth pull the angle of the mouth downward or upward, which means that if they have an insertion in angle of the mouth, they will perform stretching up of the angle of the mouth. Now, the next muscle is the depressor labiae inferioris, which is located over here, as you can see in this picture. Now, it has its origination from the inferior border of the mandible bone, which is located over here, the inferior border, and has its insertion in the lower lip, which we all know is over here. With this, so it pulls the lower lip downwards and laterally, not the angle of the mouth but the lower lip. So the next muscle, as we all know, is the mentalis muscle. So this muscle is the small muscle which is located over here, and it has its origination from the alveolar yoke of the lower incisors and has its insertion in the skin of the chin. It simply performs the function of raising up of the chin with small dimple in it, which is formed over here in some people. Now, the next muscle is the orbicularis oris muscle, which is located over here and is one of the largest muscle of the face. So it is surrounds the whole mouth region and blends with the surrounding muscles, and the inferior border blends up with the lips. So now, the next muscle is the corrugator supercilii muscle. This muscle originates from the nasal part of the frontal bone and has its insertion in the skin of the gabella, where it also interacts with the frontal belly of the epicranius. Now, the action is that it performs the drawing up of the eyebrows towards each other and formation of vertical wrinkles in the space between them. Now, the next muscle is the nasalis muscle. It originates from the wall of the socket of the maxillary lateral incisor. Now, this nasalis muscle is clearly shown over here in this picture. Now, it has two parts. The transverse part ascends to the bridge of the nose and joins to the contractual muscle. The LR part passes to the LR, as we all know. The action that it performs is that the transverse part compresses the cartilaginous part of the nose, and the LR part draws the nose towards the lower part of the face. Now, the next muscle that we see over here is the buccinator muscle. Now, buccinator muscle originates from the pterygomandibular ligament, as we all can see over here. This one is the buccinator muscle. Now it is over here, completely over here. Now it originates from the pterygomandibular ligament, which continues with the superior constrictor of the pharynx. Now it blends up with the orbicularis oris, which is located over here, and we can clearly see the blending up over here. And the action that it performs is that it tightens up the cheeks and keeps them in contact with the gum, thus preventing the collecting up of food in the vestibule of the mouth. Now, the next group of muscles are the masticatory muscles. Now, these muscles help in mastication of the food, as the name suggests. The first muscle is the temporalis muscle, which we can clearly see over here. The diagram is very clear. So, it originates from the lateral side of the skull below the temporal line and has its insertion in the coronoid process of the mandible. It performs the action that it closes the mouth and clenches the teeth. So the action is very simple, and the diagram is also very clear. So you can see the temporalis over here. Now the next muscle is the masseter muscle, which you can very clearly see over here in the picture. It originates from the lower border of the zygomatic arch and has its insertion in the masseteric tuberosity of the mandible, which is located somewhat over here. So the action that it performs is closes the mouth and clenches the teeth. The next muscle is the lateral pterygoid, or muscular pterygoid lateralis. It originates from the lateral plate of the pterygoid process, as we can see over here. This one is the lateral pterygoid muscle, this one. And it has its insertion in the neck of the mandible and the intra-articular disc of the temporomandibular joint. The action that it performs is it protrudes the mandible and moves the head of the mandible onto the articular tubercle when the mouth is opened. So the action that it performs is quite a complex one. It originates from here, has its insertion over here, and I've already told you the action that it performs. Now the next muscle is the medial pterygoid muscle, which is located somewhat over here. It originates from the pterygoid fossa of the pterygoid process of the sphenoid bone. It has its insertion in the pterygoid tuberosity of the mandible. The action that it performs is it helps in closing up of the mouth, and the nerve supply is the mandibular division of the trigeminal nerve. So I hope all these muscles were very clear and I was able to explain all their actions, their originations and their insertions. Do hit like button if you were able to understand from anything from this video, and to subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much.